the Bowels of Netflix, where your fearless co-hosts Isaac and Larry force each other to watch the worst pieces of shit on Netflix. We will go over every bad edit, all the broken dialogue, all the wooden acting, and laugh along the way, because this is the Bowels of Netflix! Alright, welcome to the Bowels of Netflix. I am Isaac, and with me always is my fearless co-host, Selena Gomez. How are you doing this week, Selena?
I'm doing well. I just got back from Justin Bieber's house. Was he dating Justin Bieber?
I'm pretty sure.
I just got back from Justin Bieber's house. Yeah, I would actually, if I had to describe it, beautiful. He's a beautiful penis.
I knew that. I'd never seen it, but I knew it.
It's weird. He likes weird, like, armpit sex, though. So, I kind of just sit there with my clothes on and my arm clenched close to my side and just kind of let him, go to town.
To be fair, armpit sex is something I've never done, but it's on the bucket list.
So you're just gonna lay there while I fuck you in the armpit, or?
No, I'd want to fuck an armpit.
Would you?
Yeah. A lubed armpit. A shaved and lubed armpit. Those are the prerequisites. You can take calculus before you take pre-calculus, and you can't fuck an armpit before it's lubed and shaved.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's not what JP says. Or no, JB. Fuck, JP's from the movie. God damn it, JB.
Who's JB? Justin Bieber?
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the kid's abbreviated.
Yeah. I mean, don't you?
I don't abbreviate Justin Bieber to JB.
Why not? The main character of this movie, the main male love interest of this fucking shitty movie is JP, so...
Oh, God. Alright, we are the Bowels of Netflix. We're your favorite podcast, and we review horrible movies every single week. One of us takes the helm at the other one's direction and watches the worst movie they can find on Netflix, and then describes it back in horrifying detail to the other gentleman. We exist on the internet. We have Facebook, we have Twitter. Those are both at Bowels of Netflix. We have a Gmail account. That's bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. So if you have any thoughts, reviews, suggestions for the show, or ideas of movies we could subject each other to, please feel free to email us. I can't speak tonight, Larry. It's going to be a rough episode.
Tell me about it. I'm stuffed up with mucus and stayed home today sick. It's bullshit.
But yeah, so that's what we're up to, watching horrible movies. So, Larry, what movie did you watch this week?
I have a movie called Another Cindarella Story.
Starring Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson?
Selena Gomez.
Oh!
And Selena Gomez, male lead. I don't know his name. I don't know who he is.
Well-adjusted boy toy 7.
So, I've never seen Selena Gomez in anything. I don't know any of the fucking Disney Channel original shit. I was never a fan of any of that kind of stuff. This is the only thing I've ever seen her act in. She is primarily a songstress, right?
Yes, she does the music. She hip-hops, bebops, and gyrates.
The beeps, the sweeps, and the creeps?
As I lovingly refer to it, yes.
So... This movie also, by the way, let's start with the basics. Rotten Tomatoes, which is usually our go-to trusted thing. No tomato meter available for this. Shocking enough.
So the critics did not deign to review it.
No, this is 2008. There's 2 reviews on here, and that's not enough for Rotten Tomatoes, but they're both fresh. Which
Larry,
disgusts
I'm having a panic attack, because 2008 was 10 years ago.
I know, we're getting distressingly old.
Oh my god. No. So two positive reviews, though?
Yeah, 2 positive reviews.
Jesus. Well, okay, they paid someone.
Mm-hmm. Well, one would imagine. But here's the part that makes me worry. The audience score, would you like to take a guess what the audience score is?
63?
74.
Ooh.
74% liked it.
Yikes.
Which...
we got a lot of twinny boppers on the RottenTomatoes.com.
We'll get into it, but it's... I don't know. It sounds gross.
Well, just a little tease of the next movie you're going to be watching.
Oh, fuck you.
The audience score can be influenced in a lot of ways, and especially in living in the future, is dependent on a lot of things that are outside of the quality of the movie's control. So, I don't know what the explanation is for this fucking train wreck, but
I don't know what movie you're giving me next week, but we briefly talked about it for a specific reason before the show, and I don't like you right now. I don't like what's happening. I don't know what it is.
Weird amalgam.
So another Cinderella story is now. We went back and forth on last week's episode when you assigned this to me. It is in fact a sequel. So
it really is.
Originally, back to my original fuck you, and it's actually the second of a trilogy.
Man,
so
I'm sorry.
A second fuck you. Although
I didn't know that.
In this case, it's kind of like Grand Mosty, which, as you recall, was the third of a trilogy. Which also, by the way, on Netflix today, I passed Mosty, the original.
Oh.
So another Cinderella story is like that, where it's just it's in a series, but nothing actually connects other than the overarching story of Cinderella.
No continuous thread.
Right. And apparently, and this is probably just relative and localized to my life, but everybody I fucking knew has seen A Cinderella Story, the original one, starring Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray. Because when I mentioned it, I was watching another Cinderella Story.
I forgot Hilary Duff existed.
How could you? She's...
What? How could I? She hasn't done anything in 10 years.
Teenage Larry had the hottest nut for Hilary Duff.
I had a brief nut for her. I
saw nothing she was in. I had a poster of that fucking movie, the Hilary Duff movie, on my wall for like 3 years. I don't know why. I don't remember anything she was in.
Hilary Duff is basically Lindsay Lohan, but you don't get on drugs and you're forgettable.
But we haven't seen her titties, is the difference.
Yet.
Well, anyway.
There's still time, Larry.
Yeah, that's... God, we're fucking pigs. Yeah, so this is the second installment in the A Cinderella Story series. You fucking piece of shit. And it was followed by A Cinderella Story Once Upon a Song, which stars Lucy Hale, who I guess is this new generation's fucking starlet. I don't know anything about her or care. But we're here to talk about just... Yeah, no, that's right. I was saying... everybody I told I was seeing this movie, when I said another Cinderella Story, like the 3 people at work I brought it up to were like, oh god, is that one with Hilary Duff? And I said, no, it's the sequel. How does everyone know about the fucking original movie of this? There was no way it was a hit. But apparently it hit at a certain time that I guess teenage girls were really into it, so I don't know.
Seeped into the cultural milieu.
Yeah, milieu, you fucking Luddite.
I love that word.
It's a great word. And IMDb has it as a 5.9, which normally I would say is nonsense, but considering the Rotten Tomatoes score, I don't know, I guess people kind of liked this. I mean, I'll say off the bat, this is, if we could cut a video clip of me screaming like a lunatic on my last episode about Naked, this is nothing nearly like that. This is just bland, forgettable nonsense. There's no rage here. I have one really, really weird observation that kind of skeeved me out. But other than that, there's no emotion attached to this. So, I don't know. I guess the 74% seems way too high of a percentage for people to like this, but the 5.9 might be a little closer to reality, I guess. Mm-hmm. I think they're making a 4th one of these, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't bother to look. So... where are we at here? Okay. What was the budget? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at the same 3 fucking pages I've been staring at on and off the last 2 days and can't remember what the hell I'm looking for now.
Was it, 200 million?
The estimated budget is $5 million, which honestly I don't quite understand, but...
It's a frightening amount of money to a normal human being, but that's pretty low budget for... a movie.
Yeah, it seems weird for a movie that like a straight to DVD movie. Also,
I guess
this movie seems really Disney, but to the best of my knowledge, it's just Warner Brothers. There's no Disney involvement here. Also, I just want to add, I just got a text message just now. A friend of mine who I play D&D with, Paul, he just sent me. He's been listening to our episodes. Ironically, he just sent me one now about our show while we're recording the show. That says,
hi, Paul.
Spaghetti gold, 11 out of 10 would come again. So there's a glowing endorsement. If you have not listened to our Spaghetti to Cocoa episode, please go out and listen. Endorsed by Paul.
I feel like that's something Spaghetti would say. Spaghetti gold, 11 out of 10. Buddy, come again. I need to keep filling these liter-gallon jugs with your fucking spunk, dog.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously. If you haven't listened to the Spaghetti to Cocoa episode, you should.
I just imagine a sad middle-aged man jerking off a golden retriever into an empty gallon of milk.
It's gotta be like empty milk jugs, right?
Yeah. I don't think fucking Spaghetti to Cocoa understands the principles of sterilization.
The best part of that whole story to me was when I imagined him, like, in an armchair with a snifter of brandy by the fire while Buddy's, like, asleep on the rug in front of the fire. Just thinking, like, I have a need to jerk Buddy off for business.
This is how I make my millions. Oh, God.
So thank you, Paul. And if you haven't listened to that, go give it a listen, because it's might be one of my favorite episodes we've done so far, because it's just great.
It's a delightful, delightful experience. It goes off the rails in the best way.
Mm-hmm. And far from those lofty heights of Spaghetti to Cocoa, we sink to fucking yet another teen romance. You know what, Isaac? You're a real shit. You know that? You're a real fucking shit the way you pick these movies.
Yeah, I know. I know. I do it because I love you. And I want you to suffer because through suffering one gains strength. And I want you to be a stronger, better Larry. I'm holding you up.
You sound like a shitty version of Sun Tzu. Or not Sun Tzu. Who wrote...
Lao Tzu?
Who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul? Was that Sun Tzu?
Jesus? Of Nazareth.
Oh, yes, that Jesus.
Yeah. Not Jesus who works at the auto body shop.
Not Jesus of Denny's. Jesus of Nazareth. Yeah, right. So for those of you who are not aware of the Cinderella myth, I want to describe to you, because I actually looked into the original Cinderella myth. Obviously, this movie, while not being Disney, takes from the Disney myth that was popularized by the Brothers Grimm. Actually, not the Brothers Grimm. They had a weirder, darker version that wasn't actually true to the original version.
Okay.
But I'm going to talk about the original version of Cinderella. And I'm going to take you back to the year 7 BC. So Jesus of Nazareth was palling around the desert. And he was like, him and his apostles are like fucking shit up. And he's like wrecking shop and getting wasted and doing all that shit. Turning water into wine and not paying bills at restaurants. And, all that shit Jesus did. I don't know.
Yeah, the OGJC.
See, you do a breathe, you fucking liar. So, the Greek geographer Strabo, in his book Geographica, says, and I will quote it exactly, "They tell the fabulous story that, when she was bathing, an eagle snatched one of her sandals from her maid and carried it to Memphis. And while the king was administering justice in the open air, the eagle, when it arrived above his head, flung the sandal into his lap. And the king, stirred both by the beautiful shape of the sandal and by the strangeness of the occurrence, sent men in all directions into the country in quest of the woman who wore the sandal. And when she was found in the city of Naucratis, she was brought to Memphis and became the wife of the king." That is the original Cinderella myth.
That is an intense, an intense foot fetish.
I know, right?
You see the shoe, you're like, that shoe is shaped wonky as shit. I really want to put my dick between that big toe and that second toe.
It seems like something about the way it was written, it just makes it seem to me like, just because of the times, she was brought to Memphis, became the wife of the king. Doesn't say if she consented to becoming the wife of the king. Or just like, she's like, yes, my lord, you have my sandal? Yeah, you got some nice feet. You're my wife now.
This is Memphis, Tennessee. I don't think they're really concerned with consent.
They were cousins as well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I believe that's Egypt. It also in all the old myths. In all the old myths, she's a whore, right. a courtesan. I should really stop calling women whores. I'm really sorry. I'm a product of my times. I don't make an excuse for it. It's just, I guess I am making an excuse. I'm just sorry. It's too late now to say sorry?
No.
We are white gentlemen. Yes. Now, I have not... there's a lot of different versions of Cinderella. I'm not going to get into all of them, but I do want to touch on the Disney version, because that's what this movie, another Cinderella story, most emulates. I'm going to assume you all at least know the story, but by that I mean I'm going to assume and yet still tell you anyway. So the story of Cinderella is she's a beautiful girl who's all dressed up in rags and shit. And this is not coming from Wikipedia. This is coming from my memory, so if any of it's wrong, fuck you.
Shitty mom and pissy sisters, right?
Yeah, she's an evil stepmother and evil stepsisters. And the evil stepsisters are ugly and whatever. And I think she talks to, like, mice. I don't fucking... She has animal companions because it's Disney.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Anyway, she's like the house slave, pretty much. I don't remember the story of her.
Scrubbing floors and
sucking
toes, whatever.
Yeah, sucking toes, actually, because it's women. Sucking
That's what you call the clitoris, a toe.
Sucking clit.
Clit's basically a pinky toe.
Yeah, not gonna...
Well, my wife tells me to play with her clit. I go to the pinky toe, because that's my best guess.
How is your wife?
She's very...
She sounds satisfied.
She does a great impression of Stonewall Jackson.
Standing there like, that's such a deep cut. I love you. See, it's things like that that make this show worth it. Even I want to murder you for making me watch this shit. So yeah, so she's like the beautiful but downtrodden fucking girl, and she gets a fairy godmother who magics her up some nice clothes, which is really all she needed because she's the perfect woman. I roll.
Right, yeah, Princess Diaries.
Yes.
Yeah, like fucking straighten her hair, put some goddamn mascara on her, and now everyone wants to bang her.
Yes, and so then she makes her like
That's
a magic
the value
fucking,
of a woman, yes.
She makes her a magic fucking carriage, and then Cinderella goes to the ball where there's some handsome prince who has no other qualities other than being handsome. And she dances with him, and obviously no one knows who she is because no one's ever seen her dressed not in rags and with toe cum all over her face. So, and then she has to be home by midnight, the fucking bell rings, and she has to leave in a hurry, and she leaves a slipper behind, and the prince is so enamored with their dance in like the 10 seconds they have actual conversation that he like sends out a fucking long goddamn hunt for the woman who fits the slipper. You've all heard that part before. Eventually, she gets found, they fall in love, and that's the end of that. There's probably more to that movie, but I've never actually seen it, but I just know.
The problem is he came so many times inside the slipper that it all crusted at the bottom, and it reduced it from a size 6 to a size 5.5.
Also, all her fancy clothes and her carriage disappear, but that slipper stays behind for plot convenience.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, and like the mice turn into horses, and the pumpkin turns into a carriage or some shit, right?
Yes. I do love that phrase, turn your carriage back into a pumpkin. But,
yeah, that's good.
So that's what we're working off of here, and as you're going to see, another Cinderella story is basically just mirroring that, except with fucking... it's just all dancing, and the glass slipper, which, wait till you hear what that is.
Oh, God. Is that... Please tell me that's something related to the glass ceiling and feminism.
Oh, no, this movie is just reinforcing the fact that women are secondary in our society.
Oh, good. Finally, speaking truth.
Not really, but it's just so generic romance story. It really seems
right. Yeah. Women have to be beautiful to be appreciated.
It's weird.
God, I hate it.
So, Isaac, question. I don't have a lot of games for you this time, but I have a single question I'm going to continually ask you throughout the plot to see. I want to see how your answer changes because I really liked how that worked with the goddamn canyons. So I'm going to keep stealing that bit. Isaac, is there magic in this movie?
Ooh.
Because there's magic in the Disney Cinderella.
Yes, turning a pumpkin into a carriage and mice into horses. She got a fairy
godmother, and they eat each other out. That's the porn version. I don't remember.
Initial guess, yes.
Okay.
There is magic.
All right. We'll mark that down.
I'm liking this game. Because
Okay.
I'm really off base. I'm thrown off.
So, let's hop in. And oh, by the way, folks, I don't know if I mentioned this already because we had to briefly pause recording, but I spent the day very sick and full of mucus. So I'm probably going to slump over dead of exhaustion at some point in the middle of this. At which
point I'll do my best Larry impression. Hey, I'm Larry, and I hate everything. My name's Larry.
That does sound a lot like me. I do hate everything. I mean, I can't deny that those things are both true. I do say I'm Larry, and I hate everything. I've said those words all the time.
Nailed it.
Let me give you one note. Instead of saying hate everything, just say I hate. Period.
Good point.
So we open immediately to a shitty Selena Gomez song with accompanying dance music video. It's Selena in like a Michael Jackson red-esque like kind of suit doing a relatively uninspired dance with a handful of backup dancers against a plain blue backdrop. The song is just teeny bopper schlock. I don't know if it's an actual Selena Gomez song they appropriated or it was made purely for the movie. I did not look it up. Fuck you. Her music video is interrupted by that woman from Glee. I don't know her name and I didn't look it up. Okay, I did look it up. It's Jane Lynch. She's playing the role of the evil stepmother, for those of you familiar with the original Cinderella myth. I never liked her as an actress, nor had any real interest in her work. She was in Role Models, which I didn't care for her in, and something about her just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know.
I know nothing about this human, or any of the roles she's played.
She's like the music teacher in Glee, which is kind of sort of the star-ish, I don't know.
I know Glee's a thing.
Yeah.
I just know literally nothing about it other than it's a thing.
She was in Role Models, which is a movie I was taken to see twice by friends, two different groups of friends, and so
I didn't even know Role Models was a thing, so that's even less helpful.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. She snaps Selena out of her fantasy, and we see that we're backstage at something. We don't get told what yet. She demands Selena go grab her a bubbly. Now, this movie uses bubbly exclusively for seltzer water and or sparkling water instead of actually saying those words.
Bubbly is champagne.
No, in this case it's water.
No, not this case. Bubbly is champagne. That's the colloquialism.
No, see, Isaac, I know how you might think that with your logic brain, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to circumvent your logic brain and say that bubbly is sparkling water.
I don't like it.
So, Selena's evil stepsisters swoop over, however, and grab the last bottle of bubbly, which is not champagne, purely because they're bitches.
I'm getting angry.
So the evil stepsisters in the Disney Cinderella and in this are just gross, ugly bitches. Just that's their character. It's not, they're bitches. And they're like, the one in another Cinderella story, one has like really thick braces, and the other is just kind of tall and lanky and awkward. And that's just, they're both just like manipulative bitches who just take advantage of Cinderella, in this case Selena Gomez. And yeah, that's it. They're trying to get with the prince, and their mother's on their side, and that's basically all we need to know. They're pretty much interchangeable in this movie, so I'm not going to refer to them as anything but stepsisters.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're just bitches to Selena, and they tell her that is just not a sentence of English. I was writing very fast, and at this point, the medicine had not kicked in yet. So at some points, I think this movie wanders off into this review wanders off into my delusions. She tells her hisses that our stand is the reason the entire shoot is being held up. I don't know what that means.
Makes perfect sense to me.
She's the only reason? Okay, she's the only reason the entire shoot's being held up. That's probably close enough.
Okay.
And what shoot is that, you ask? Well, Stepmother is apparently an aged pop star clinging to scraps of glory. Imagine Britney Spears in her 50s still doing the teen pop sensation thing. That's pretty much what's going on here. It's weird, and it seems, it's so lame. It's so Disney.
So imagine Madonna.
Kind of, but Madonna was, but it's like this stepmother in this movie is like a pop star, like a Britney Spears, Britney Spears, like that sort of, what are the fucking other songstresses?
That was Madonna.
Yeah, but
she was... Madonna was something else?
Well, Madonna, like, I'm talking like a star focused at like teenagers. Was Madonna...
Yeah.
Was she really? I don't know a lot about Madonna, in fairness.
Yeah, I mean, like a Virgin was like the 80s, so yeah, that's before our time, but... Yeah, Molly Ringwald fucking loved Madonna, I'm sure.
Okay, that's fair enough. I always think of that sort of thing where it's like, I feel like the whole music aimed at teenagers, like the pop music thing, started for me at Britney Spears. I don't know a lot about Madonna.
Oh, no. That's always been music. The Beatles were Britney Spears when they first came out.
Yeah, but it's not the Beatles are not the same sort of thing. Well, the Beatles are also very clever. I hate their music. I know. I hate everything. It's mostly because they're overplayed, but they're very funny people. Like, every interview I've ever seen with them is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like I guess Madonna. Yeah, okay. I just don't. That's just not a frame of reference I'm familiar with. But it's like just the aging pop star who's still doing the same things and trying to stay relevant.
That's what Spears is doing. I mean, she's in her late 30s and she has a show in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now
it's a successful show.
50s and still like trying to make new music.
We'll see what happens in the next 15 years. Yeah.
I know. It's so weird. Everything old is new again. Stepmother tells her assistants that Selena's mother was one of her backup dancers who tragically died in a dancing accident. Stepmother says she needed help around the house, so she adopted Selena as basically a pseudo-slave to clean up after her. Is that how adoption works?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yep. Problem solved.
Anyway, Selena finds another bottle of bubble. If you've been adopted and you're being treated as a slave, seek help. Turn off this podcast and seek help. Listen to the podcast on the way to the, police.
I feel like people who have been human trafficked are not listening to this podcast. Anyway, another bottle of bubbly. She pops the cork off it and pours it into a flute, right?
No, it's just sparkling water.
God damn it!
We get to see a music video of stepmom singing one of her pop hits surrounded by hunky guys, which she is clearly way too old to be doing. She's trying to be hip and it's, disgustingly not working. But we actually find out that this is not for a music video, but instead for a commercial for an acne removal cream. Specifically, it's for Baby Got Bacne Vanishing Cream, which I want to hate it. I should hate it, but damn it, it gave me a 4 out of 10 chuckle.
Baby Got Bacne?
Baby Got Bacne Vanishing Cream.
Okay.
I've never been so ashamed of myself for laughing.
I would be, if I came up with that joke to my wife and made her hate me, I'd be so proud of myself. I'd be tickled pink all afternoon.
It's clever. I hate it, but it's clever.
Yeah.
It's not like Don't Cry for Me, Argentina or something that's just stupid and I love it.
Okay.
Like, this is clever and I hate it.
Now,
I hate that I love
Larry, I got a confession.
Yeah?
I don't get that joke. I played along because I didn't want to seem stupid.
Oh, that's
Explain that joke to me.
See, you've never heard the song Don't Cry for Me, Argentina? Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. It's like an old fucking song. It's honestly, it's probably not owned by anybody, so we might be able to play it here. I'll look it up. What's the term? If it's like free reign, open source,
or
Creative Commons,
free use, something. I don't know.
If it's that and we can play it, I will have it playing under here. Because it's old, it might be, because it's such a stupid joke, but it's such a deep cut that I got that it made me laugh. But anyway, yeah. So stupid Baby Got Bacne joke. I hate that I laughed, but I did laugh. Then after that, we get to see stepmom do a lame old woman rap video, which includes a lot of close up of Jane Lynch's face, which is just they're unpleasant angles, and it's skeevy. She's not a bad actress, and frankly, this role seems kind of beneath her. Really, Role Models did well, and Glee was a huge hit, even though I thought it was trash. I can't figure out why she's in this, but I think it was before she kind of broke out as a sort of a little bit of a bigger name actress. I've just never liked her. Her humor doesn't resonate with me, and she has like a dry sarcasm that I feel is playing at sarcasm without ever actually hitting the nail on the head. It's just always seemed lacking. And as someone whose primary source of humor is sarcasm, I've just never liked her take on it. She's not bad, she's just not for me. And she weirdly gets as much time as Selena Gomez in this movie, I think, because she was, like, fresh off of Role Models. So, I don't know. There's a lot of her, and I didn't like it. And there's a lot of her, like, close-ups in the camera, given, like, really shitty, sarcastic one-liners that just turned me off to a lot of it. So the awkward little family goes home. We see that Mom and sisters got to travel in a limousine while Selena had to skateboard behind them, because Disney. And if it's not Disney, it's close enough. Fuck you.
Yeah, okay.
Selena goes into her room. It is also, speaking of rooms, it is 1,000 degrees in here, and I think that helps just get me agitated for these fucking movies.
We're upcoming on fall and winter, so I'm very curious what it'll be like when you're actually cool and collected.
It's gonna be
how much of the vitriol will disappear.
It's gonna be a lesser show. I'm telling you, I'm going to crank up the heat in this motherfucker and get it good and toasty.
Just wear like a sweatsuit, like you're a wrestler trying to lose weight before a meet or something.
I should do that.
You might die. You're not a young man anymore.
That's
Larry.
okay. I'm ready to die. Selena goes into her room where we see she has just a ton of shit. I haven't seen Cindarella. I don't think ever, if I did, I was very young. But isn't she supposed to be like treated like absolute garbage and just lives in like the closet under the stairs basically and is just like the house bitch?
Yeah.
She's
got her rags and she's got her broom and she's got her sponge and her pail.
Yeah. Selena Gomez has like an average teenager room. Excuse me.
Right.
Which is really...
So she's bullshit fake Cinderella.
Yeah, it's really, like... And her stepmother and sisters treat her horribly, but then she's got, like, this very trendy, very hip teenage girl room that's bigger than most rooms I've ever had. Now, again, the stepmother's incredibly wealthy, but still, I mean, just, like, you're not fucking Cinderella, bitch. So the sisters go to watch TV where they see a news story about teen heartthrob Joey Parker, hereafter referred to as JP, is taking a break from his international dancing and singing tour to come back to high school, apparently at the high school that Selena and the sisters attend.
Okay.
Also, he's apparently sponsoring a dance competition of girls in the local area for some reason that never really makes sense to me. The dancer who wins will get to dance with JP in his next video. I don't really understand this. He talks later on about wanting to get back to his roots and live something like a normal life for a year, live like a peasant basically, but he's still trying to basically drum up talent. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck you. Next morning, Selena gets in her nerdy friend's old VW-esque van. It's the friend calls the van the Great Pumpkin because she's a fucking pair of nerds. Isaac, is there magic in this movie?
God, I'm leaning more toward no, but I'm still gonna ride the coattails of my initial guess and say there's gonna be a surprise yes. So yes, there is magic.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, Selena and her nerdy friend are in the VW. They banter about how it's a piece of shit, which is accurate. I hate those fucking things. Selena's friend is a hippie-ish, nerdy, flower-childy girl who wears a tutu to school because she's just so special. She has to dress different because she's the daughter of fucking Wes Anderson or something. That stupid, talented asshole. I fucking hate his stupid fucking piece of shit.
You've got to see Isle of Dogs. You got to see it. It's so good.
I don't want to see something that I'll fully like. I have to at least hate part of it. And that looks like something I'll like, at least.
It's quirk. There's enough quirk that you'll sneer at things.
Fucking quirky dickhead. As they arrive at school, we meet one of our primary antagonists in a movie that has about 5 primary antagonists. Her name is Rival Girl, who is flanked by the evil stepsisters. Rival Girl pulls up to Selena, who is getting out of the van, and literally, just upon sight, throws a gigantic Coca-Cola all over Selena. Just throws it right into her fucking chest. No provocation, no nothing, just assaults her with a drink. Real class.
When you say gigantic Coca-Cola, do you mean like a 50-gallon drum?
No, it's like the extra large size it would be in one of those restaurants that only serves American food primarily.
Like a 64-ounce.
It's big as fuck.
Fountain soda. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she just wings it at Selena's chest because I guess
the fuck?
Everyone in this movie hates Selena Gomez at one point or another.
No, you could eliminate some words from that sentence and it would still be true. Just everyone hates Selena Gomez.
I think she's beloved now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got titties now. Whatever. Okay.
I want to point out again that I think she's 17 in this movie. Also, she got a head
Age of consent in New Jersey is 15.
Why do you know that? You didn't live there before you were married.
I married a 15-year-old.
And now let me just look at the camera feed to see her head appear on screen.
She's not due back for about half an hour. We can say disparaging things.
Oh, good. Wait, what? Good? No, what? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? All right. So, God damn you. In school, JP arrives flanked by his advisor / manager / major domo, the Funk. The Funk.
What?
The Funk is this stereotypical black hip-hop teen. The clothes, manner of speech, etc., all that.
Yeah,
He's seriously just token black teen Disney character.
Right.
Like, you know how when we were on the Naked episode about Marlon Wayans, I believe you said at one point, Bliggity Black?
Yes.
Yeah, no, the Funk is just this version of Bliggity Black, and it's really quite distressing.
So, some white executives being like, okay, how do we prove we're not racist? Shove some blickety blackness in this movie, and we'll be good.
That's going to get worse very soon, as we're going to see. JP himself is your average teen protagonist. Long, tall, handsome, and white. He's beloved by everybody in the school. Apparently, he's such a megastar that him arriving at school also brings with a bunch of TV crews and news crews to bear witness to this, which I guess is vaguely realistic, but I don't pay enough attention to celebrity to really know. So
he's Justin Bieber, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. JP and the Funk are going through the school, like, dancing and fucking chucking and driving and...
Chuck, stop using that phrase. It makes me too happy.
Look, it's a lot of pomp under the circumstances.
No!
When JP bumps into Selena...
Fuck you.
Knocking her papers and whatnot out of her hand. Now, as is the case for everyone who grew up in the 90s and saw a Meg Ryan movie, we all know that papers getting knocked out of a lady's arms is a prerequisite for a romantic relationship. And as we see these two characters look at one another, a deep chasm of yearning stretch across time, and we see within a truly loving relationship that is clearly destined to take us by storm. That, or two horny teenagers thinking, oh, cut me off a piece of that. Kit Kat bar. That was a lot of talking to do when I can hardly breathe.
When I was courting women before becoming married myself, anytime I saw courting 15-year-olds, anytime I saw one of them holding papers, I just immediately ran over to them, swinging my arms, trying to knock them out. Because, like, that's how I get into that pussy.
I mean, every Meg Ryan movie, who was a mega star of romance movies in the 90s, has that scene of her having handfuls of papers getting knocked over, and then the man who knocks him over is destined to be her husband. I guess just regular husband, but I'm a terrible person. So, anywho, rival girl sweeps over and just starts making out with the reluctant JP, who doesn't really want anything to do with her. She drags him away while he begs the Funk to save him, but the Funk does not. The Funk is busy hitting on Tutu, who is Selena's best friend. Did I talk about the best friend? I don't think I did. I think I forgot to write that down. Selena's best friend is like this nerdy girl who she comes to school dressed in a leather jacket and a tutu. I did mention that. I got distracted by Wes Anderson. I'm sorry. Yeah, she dresses in a fucking tutu because she needs to feel special. And the Funk, so I call her Tutu. So the Funk is busy hitting on her. Now, Isaac, another game here, but this one's going to be quick. I have a multiple choice for you. And the question is, why is the Funk hitting on Tutu? So, A, Tutu and the Funk are both black, and therefore, as the only two black characters in the movie, really, it makes sense for a white, shallow-thinking writer to mash them together because mixing the races is bad.
I'm leaning toward A.
B, as obviously JP and Selena are going to end up together, spoilers, it makes sense for a white, shallow-thinking writer to also pair up the best friends of each of the respective characters for the sake of plot convenience, so that they can all four work together on one common goal to defeat the antagonists, creating romance where none is really required to get residual teen drama to buttress the weak Cinderella allegory.
Hold on, I want to make a prediction.
C, let me finish. C, both A and B. D, the Funk is in actuality gay for JP, and the first three options were just to muddy the waters and make you question if this movie was actually brave enough to make a character gay and introduce that drama of the Funk struggling through his feelings for his best friend, while his best friend falls in love with the equally vapid Selena Gomez. Or E, fuck you, Isaac, and suck a fart out of my ass.
I really thought I was going to get an all of the above, but you threw me for a loop there. I guess I'll go A and B.
Yeah, that's correct.
So C.
Absolutely correct, yes. So you had a prediction?
Well, my prediction was going to be all of the above.
Oh, okay.
So I wrote it on a piece of paper for you to see.
I don't have the video feed. I don't have my second monitor set up today. My apologies.
Well, I'm illiterate, so I just drew a picture of a dick.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry to steal your thunder there, but yeah. No, so it's really problematic because they're both black and they're the only black characters. It's just lazy writing to make the best friends fall in love too, but it gets weirder because they're both black.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter. And I mean, it really, like, love is love in real life, so who cares? If you man, woman, or sheep, who cares what you love? But
well, and also, this movie is from 2008, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like every year you go backwards in time, portraying an interracial relationship is exponentially more challenging.
Yeah. So we cut to what might be the strangest part of this movie that raises the most questions for me, and it's really innocuous, but it really bothered me. We see a bunch of girls, including rival girl and the stepsisters, at a dance class. Selena, meanwhile, sneaks in through the back door of the same building, where she ends up behind the big dance studio mirrors. And here we see that the mirrors are see-through. So, if you've ever been to a dance studio, Isaac, and I have, my sister briefly danced, they have, like, big, tall mirrors on the one wall so you can see yourself dancing and learn your steps and shit and all that stuff. Well, right. In this movie, the implication is that because Selena can't go to the dance class for whatever reason, she attends it in secret by watching through the mirrors, which is a two-way mirror? Or a one-way mirror?
Yeah, why would that be a thing other than rapey vibes?
It's so creepy. Like, they don't think... I actually, as far as, like, the movie itself, like, take the creepiness out, it's fairly clever to get her, for the next set of scenes they're gonna do, to get her involved and without, like, having to be just tormented by the sisters or whatnot, like she always is. But when you, like, take a step back, somebody's jerking off behind that mirror to a bunch of prepubescent girls dancing.
Whenever you have a one-way mirror and prepubescent girls in the same situation, it is uncomfortable.
Like, why does that room exist? Why are those mirrors one-way mirrors? They should be up against a fucking regular wall. Who does this? What is happening? Who is the motherfucker jerking off to these prepubescent girls? Find him. Kill him. But anyway...
I think he's the president of the United States.
Is this Mirrorgate? Is this...
Yep. It's what's going to take him down. Jerking off to ballerinas. Tween-age ballerinas.
He'll get away with that, too. You know it.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah. Anyway, this whole fucking scene, it's... Selena... So, JP comes in to teach the class some of his steps, and he's actually quite a competent dancer. The dancing in this movie is actually quite good. I don't know shit about dancing. I'm not... It's not something I'm interested in. It's not something I watch. As far as I can tell, it's not even just, like, passable. It's actually quite good. Watching JP dance is pretty interesting. Like, he's a good dancer. Like, even I, who have no interest in the genre, can recognize that the guy who's doing it is quite talented. In fairness, so is Selena Gomez. She's pretty great. And the rival girl is an excellent dancer, too. But that's pretty consistent throughout this movie, and I think which is why people might like it and not automatically shit on it. Because even though it's vapid and forgettable, the dancing is quite good.
What were the series of dancing movies from early 2000s?
Stomp the Yard?
Yes. Yeah.
And fuck. What's the ones with, like, the dancing crew that has the fat Australian girl that is popular now? God damn it. Oh, I can't think of it.
The Ring?
No. I can't think of what they're called. There's, like, a series of movies that are, like, dancing and singing based. It's like a team of, like, go get them. I don't, whatever. I can't remember. But yeah, so the dancing in this movie it's excellent. I zero complaints at any point. It's
all right. Fair enough.
They there's some points later at the dancing competition where they get some random people who do some, like, really cool, like, hip hop dancing and head spins and stuff. It's fine. I have no complaints. And as they're dancing and JP's, like, making love to the mirror, we see on the other side of the mirror, Selena Gomez is able to dance just as well, and they're having, like, a sort of romantic scene where she can see him and we can tell that she's into him and he can't see her. It's fine. For this kind of movie, it's fairly clever. So yeah. I'll give it a pass.
Yeah, like, you can see why they excused away the reason for the one-way mirror, just to have this scene.
It's a really good device in the movie, but if you actually take a step back, it's the creepiest fucking thing ever, and I cannot stop thinking about how awful it is. Now every mirror I look at, I wonder if it's a two-way mirror. And
I was just gonna say, can you buy one-way mirrors on Amazon?
I don't.
because this might introduce a new level of depravity into my life that I'd be thrilled about.
I'm going to text your wife for no reason whatsoever. Don't look at her phone. If you see her running out of your house, it's not related to me in any way. So stepmom interrupts Selena's dancing to insist that Selena comes home and make crab puffs because JP and his entourage are coming over to talk business. Because remember, stepmom is an aged pop star.
Right.
Guys, if you remember a long time ago, several years before we lived together, you made me watch when we did a different iteration of the show, you made me watch a movie called A Talking Cat?
I remember A Talking Cat.
Do you remember what the biggest plot device in A Talking Cat was? Shrimp puffs.
Oh, right.
So every time they said crab puffs, I just had these Vietnam flashbacks of a talking cat, which is a fucking piece of shit. And I hate you a little more every day for putting these movies into my life. So anyway, yeah, Selena arrives home with her shrimp puff material, or crab puff material.
Yeah,
no,
get it right. No. Get the right crustacean. Or is it shrimp puff?
Wait a minute. Oh God, hold on.
We need to know the correct crustacean.
In this review, I wrote crab puffs, but I know later on in the movie it's shrimp puffs.
Did they fuck it up or did you fuck it up?
I don't know now. I have to watch Talking Cat again. Oh Lord. But actually, I'm glad you just reminded me of something with this whole thing. So I wanted to talk about this before, but I honestly forgot because I just found this today. So something about this movie I've never seen before for any other movie, and I'm really confused, and it just makes it creepier, is if you go on IMDb, a lot of times they have, weird details. They have cast details and trivia and also goofs.
Right.
Now, when you go to another...
That's how I got into my science alerts from B-Movie.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Well, B-Movie is a huge, huge successful hit, right? And this is a goddamn another Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess how many goofs are noted in this?
Ooh. Yeah, because usually, there's under the average movie, it's okay, she was holding a drink and then they cut away and she wasn't holding the drink or whatever. And there's maybe 6 to 10 for the average movie.
Yeah.
So 20?
25.
Damn.
25. There's 4 audio-visual unsynchronized.
That's quite a lot.
There's 13 continuity, 1 factual, and 7 revealing mistakes. Now,
and also this means someone took the time to post all of these goofs to IMDb.
That's the weird part. There's so many. I didn't get a chance to... I didn't know this existed until an hour before we did the review. I didn't get a chance to really dive in and pepper them along. But I'll try and remember a couple of when I've seen them. When I see them in the review. It's just... what? Who the fuck noted all that? And some of them are really specific.
Well, and specifically with the B-Movie, there was some entomologist out there. Is it entomology? Is that bug science, right?
Yeah.
There was some guy who studied bees and was no, this could not stand. I need to clarify the science of bees and beehives.
Like someone who I actually want to meet the person who did all these because I did this review today. I finished it off. I've had a hell of a week, and I was sick today, so I didn't do my usual level of crazy detail because I didn't have the fucking mental energy or the physical energy. It was actually hard to move my arms after a while. But this person has noted the kind of things I typically note in my reviews. Here's one, for example. Just this, as Tammy lowers the blinds, Joey and the Funk enter and the blinds are still closed. Some shots later, one set of blinds are open, then they are both open. That's the kind of thing I would point out and bitch about. So I want to meet the person who wrote all these because I think him and I would get along. Or I'd kill him. Or her. You're welcome. I'm an advocate. I'm stealing that bit from Dan Harmon. So, yeah, crab puffs, shrimp puffs, I don't remember, whatever, puff. It's shrimp puffs.
Crustacean puff. Remish puff.
Gesundheit.
Remish is the I think...
Isn't that branch of Judaism, what doesn't chop off the penis skin?
More or less. I don't know if it's actually Yiddish, but that's the word for, you're not supposed to eat lobsters
you're serious?
Crabs. Remish, yeah.
I was just making a terribly anti-Semitic joke. I didn't know that was actually where it was going.
No, really, yeah. Remish is the word for, like, don't eat these crawly things from the sea, you Jews. Which is what Jehovah said.
There's a t-shirt idea. In quotes, don't eat these crawly things from the sea, comma, you Jews, Jehovah. That needs to be a t-shirt. We could make 1 million t-shirts from the show. I don't think anyone would buy them, but I'd wear them every day. God. So yeah, JP and his entourage are coming over to talk business. As Selena arrives home, the sisters grab her and claim they know that Selena has a crush on JP. Obviously, the audience knows that because when we saw her ghost dancing on the other side of the mirror, she was so wet for him that she nearly slips and dies on the puddle of her own lady cum she's generating. However, the stepsisters have unearthed a video of 11-year-old Selena professing her love to JP while holding up a picture of modern-day JP on the cover of a Tiger Beat. But if I start talking about time travel again, I'm going to actually die for real.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And that was... I got to sneeze. Oh, that hurt.
You're so good looking.
That hurt. For those of you who don't know, Seinfeld joke, and I love you a little more every day, Isaac. Yeah, that was one of the things. Like, I looked for that one in the goofs, and it's in there. So I did catch that one.
Oh, nice.
Because it's just like, it's modern-day JP on the cover of a Tiger Beat. Seriously, it fucks up the entire timeline of this movie when how long he's been a pop star compared to how old they are. But I was at that point like throwing up mucus, so it just wasn't going to happen. So
fair. Yeah.
In this movie, she does an embarrassing little dance because she's 11, a la Smosh the Movie style. The sisters torture Selena about this, and they claim to have multiple copies of the tape. We cut to the dinner. JP, the Funk, and his parents, JP's parents, are at dinner with the evil stepsisters while Selena acts as the maid/waitress. Stepmom is 40 minutes late for dinner in her own house. While waiting, we learn that JP is here to discuss doing a duet with Stepmom. We also learn that JP's parents are his managers, and so is the Funk? That's like a topic of conversation at dinner that never really goes anywhere. Stepmom finally arrives in a ridiculous plastic dress and does the typical self-absorbed starlet thing. JP flat out tells Stepmom no, he is not going to do a duet with her, but there's a bunch of back and forth with the managers and blah, blah, blah. Selena comes in to serve drinks and tries to hide her face from JP while the conversation goes back and forth. JP reminds Stepmom that he's on break and is focusing on school, despite hosting a dancing contest to ferret out the best dancer in his school, which certainly will involve a lot of dancing, which is how he makes his money, which is he's not really on break. He's not on break, Isaac. He's just not. Fuck you, Isaac. For making me think. Everyone argues and almost knocks over Selena, who keeps dodging out of the way with her fucking shrimp puffs. The conversation goes... No, they say crab puffs, but it's shrimp puffs. They fucked up, not me. God damn, I have to watch this fucking movie again. I hate you. So much.
You have to post an update on social media when you find out the truth.
I will just tweet out from the account crab puffs or shrimp puffs. It'll be early.
Once you know who was actually on the grassy knoll.
Yeah. Gather the Warren Commission. I need to know. She keeps dodging out of the way. The conversation goes on. The Funk declares himself to be JP's only manager, and indeed JP's parents then just fade out of the plot entirely, never to be seen again, rendering this entire dinner scene completely pointless.
Excellent, right? What was the term?
It's like excellence in writing, BET 2011 or something. I don't remember. Yes. Okay. Eventually, JP gets up to leave and knocks over Selena, who spills crab puffs everywhere. It's shrimp puffs, though. He lands on top of her in missionary position, and you can see Selena gush about a gallon of lady cum as the sexiest man alive is straddling her. As everyone argues and screams, we see that the director, drawing upon his inner Robert Vince, has decided that the shrimp puffs have been knocked out of Selena's hands and are now just randomly, glued to people's clothes in ways they would never actually stick there if they fell on someone. Right. What? It looks so stupid. It looks like someone just glued shrimp to people without any thought of where it would belong. Anyway, Stepmom yells at Selena and takes away her phone. Whatever. Fuck you, Isaac. So, Selena tells Tutu that she doesn't want to go to the black and white ball, which has been vaguely discussed in the background this entire time, but I've been ignoring it. They talk about how everyone will be in masks, which Selena thinks is dumb. How, she says, will you get to know a mysterious stranger is handsome if you can't tell who he is? Tutu says the hot guys are always great dancers, so she'll be able to tell by his level of dance just how hot he is.
Oh my God.
Isaac, if you remember, that's how you and I met, actually. I was walking down the street in Brooklyn next to Jack Swagger sucking a dick out of a cardboard box, and I saw you doing the worm, next to a bunch of breakdancers. 1 hotel room, 2 condoms later, here we are. The girls talk about clicks and Selena being unpopular, blah, 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 except the prom stuff. Stepmom is getting massaged by a bunch of hot dudes when the sisters came in.
What? A bunch of hot dudes? What?
Yeah, stepmom is getting massaged by 3 hot dudes.
Repeat yourself one more time.
The stepmom is getting massaged by a bunch of hot dudes.
Okay.
She's paid for them to massage her. Like a massage
Who gets
table.
massaged by more than one person at a time?
Aged starlets? I've never gotten a massage.
I went to the Chinese massage place at the Berkshire Mall and got a $20 massage through the clothes. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of wondering at the time, are they going to try to jerk me off at the end of this?
Wasn't it a 70-year-old Asian woman?
Yeah. And I was still wondering it, but she didn't.
You were in an open stand in a mall.
No, there was a screen. You went behind. There was privacy. She could have jerked me off if she wanted to. But the 70-year-old Asian woman didn't want to.
Jesus Christ. I've never gotten a massage. I don't know. I guess the more the merrier.
I get that just seems so counterintuitive.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just these.
Because at a certain threshold, all right, maybe 3 people giving you a massage is good, but where does it get creepy again? Where it's 50 people giving you a massage.
You really
that looks uncomfortable. I am okay. Let's move on.
I didn't give it a second thought.
I've never, even in porn, there's never been an iteration of massage that's not one massagee and one massager.
I mean, there's a guy massaging her legs. There's a guy massaging her, I guess, ass, and there's a guy massaging her shoulders. I don't know. I guess that's weird. I didn't give it any thought. I've
never in any movie, book, fantasy, porn, imagination, anything seen more than one-on-one massage.
Yeah, I don't know. Massage to me isn't sexual.
Massage
weirdly.
Isn't sexual?
To me, no. I don't find it sexy.
I've
had exes who massage me, and I've massaged them, and it's just for any of the 12,000 things that turn me on. That's not one of them. That's a medical thing to me. I give a decent massage, and it generally isn't sexual. It does not.
Well, it's borderline sexual. When you go to the dentist.
Oh, go on. Don't let me interrupt.
And, the attractive dental hygienist, and I'm speaking mostly from my memories as still a virgin teenager, but where they're, leaning up against you to clean your teeth, and their boobs touch your arms.
Oh, yeah, I feel like that whenever I get my hair cut by a woman, yeah.
Right, yeah. You're this is not a sexual experience, but at the same time, it kind of is. I
mean, I understand how it, absolutely, I'm not saying it's weird, I understand it's just me. That I don't know, for some reason, I feel like if I was getting a massage, because I've never gotten one professionally done. I actually have a coupon that my old boss and his wife got me. I never used it just because I don't really like being touched by strangers. So I don't know, it's not really a thing for me. But when I'm with somebody, a girlfriend or a date or whatever that I'm sleeping with, it's not that part of it to me is not sexual. I don't get turned on just because I'm massaging a naked woman, or I'm getting massaged by one. I don't know why.
We could turn this around to the good old Pulp Fiction. Would you give a foot massage to a man?
No.
See?
I kind of hate feet.
Would you give me a massage if I asked you to?
Are you dying of cancer?
Probably not.
Are you paying me?
No. We're just hanging out, and I lay down on the couch. I'm my back's real tense. And it's not those 10-second neck rubs that someone will come up and do for you, sometimes when you don't really want them to and it's awkward. No. A 10-minute rub my entire back massage.
No.
Yep, there's something sexual to it then.
I guess. I guess. I don't know. I guess so, but it's not something that actively is a turn on to me.
It's low-key sexual, for sure.
Okay, that's fair.
You'd rather give me a massage than suck my dick. If you think differently, let me know.
I might suck your dick before I massage your feet. I really don't like feet.
Okay, feet's weird. Just straight back massage.
I am incredibly open to pretty much anything in life, and I have gay friends, and I'm incredibly open to homosexuality, and there's a lot that needs to be done, but in my lifetime there's been a lot of positive steps in that regard, and I would never disparage anyone for their sexuality, but straight dudes touching feet to me is gayer than fucking me in the ass. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, to me, if given a choice of what is a more homosexual act of eroticism to me, our feet touching is more sexually erotic to me than you fucking me in the ass. I'm probably digging myself a hole, but I really mean this, and I'm not trying to say it in an inflammatory way.
No, I remember, sitting on the couch with you, watching a movie or whatever, and, just adjusting, our positions. I think our feet, still wearing socks touched, and you became incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I'm not about it.
That's so amusing.
This got off the rails over something I didn't give a second of thought to.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. It led off into an interesting subsection. So,
I could go for a massage.
Stepmom is getting massaged. Well, there's 3 hot dudes I know who have an opening. When the sisters come in...
Every hot dude has an opening, Larry.
If you're brave enough. The sisters tattle that Selena is going to the black and white ball. Stepmom and sisters all agree this is a travesty because they are just willfully evil for no apparent reason. They brainstorm what they can do to occupy her time instead, which stepmom claims she has a very special place that needs cleaning. Cut to Selena rimming stepmom.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's just in my weird fetish fantasies. It is, in fact, stepmom's bedroom. Seriously, I got really porny vibes off of her saying that. The bedroom is implied to be a hellish nightmare, but when we see inside, it's really just kind of untidy. There's, clothes everywhere, but here, science alert, picking up clothes takes minutes, seconds even, all right?
Yeah.
This room, a sweep, a mop, dust the cabinets, pick up the clothes, throw out the food wrappers and old food, you're done in an hour. 2 max. Right. If you really have to, fucking
so it was supposed to be
and all that.
It was purported to be hellishly dirty?
Yeah. I mean, no, and, when her and Selena get into the room, Selena's like, are you kidding me? This will take a lifetime to clean. No. It's stepmom is fabulously wealthy as well, and the house is huge, but this bedroom is, one and a half the size of a run-of-the-mill master bedroom. It's not enormous. And most of the mess is just clothes. Clothes are really easy to pick up.
I've spent some time delivering pizzas to make some money.
Yes.
I have seen and I have smelt some abominable messes of homes.
I want to hear some of those stories off the air one day. I know you have you have to take the Hippocratic Oath for pizza delivery, boys, to never talk about your clients, but I'm curious, for sure.
The punch of stench that some people... You just open the front door and you just smell... Oh, God. There's this guy. He always gets ribs and Diet Coke. I don't know why he orders Diet Coke when his life is that out of control. But okay. Let's go. I'm sorry.
That opening the door and just getting hit with a pungent scent is my greatest fear of my home. Because I have a very, very bad sense of smell. And I ask everybody in my house, hey, does my house smell? Because I can't smell it. And if it does, I'm going to kill myself. I need you to tell me.
Trust me. I've lived with you. I've smelled your smells.
Yes. They're not great smells, but yeah.
No human smells are great smells.
No.
Except possibly Selena Gomez. But... No. There's the 1% of smelly people where it's beyond imagination.
Yeah, I've been in some of those houses. It's rough.
And so yeah, you don't worry. Well, you saw the Birdsboro house when we moved in. How much of a mess, the deep level of mess that was, and even that didn't really have a smell.
Were you there the day I got rid of the canned food from 1996?
No. I just remember the candle on the windowsill. Well, the years of melted candles on the windowsill.
We moved into that apartment in 2014. We took it over from our friend's dad, who moved away without telling the landlord, in the strangest fucking piece of fiction I've ever heard. And there was just food in the pantry. There was cans in there from the 90s. And it was like 2014, 2013.
Yep, they were almost as old as you were.
Cans disintegrate, I found out. Over time, like Chef Boyardee cans, that acidic pasta sauce will go through the can. And the can and the contents become black as oil.
Ugh.
That day was a day I will be thinking about when I'm lowered into the grave.
A day which will live in infamy.
God, do not let cans sit for 20 years.
So speaking of things from 1996, Selena Gomez.
We can't keep getting off track. She has a head like a fucking, just a block. Her head is a fucking block.
Did you see the Kanye West Lil Pump video?
No.
You need to go watch that after this. They're dressed up as Roblox.
Oh, weird.
Yes. And it's about fucking.
So they look like Selena. Oh, so it's about Selena Gomez.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
It's an ode to the Gomez.
So, yeah, this fucking messy-ass room. Cleaning is not hard, kids. That's the long and short of it. I love to clean it. I get a weird pleasure out of it. Not like sexual, just like a weird satisfaction out of cleaning. I love it. So, it's not hard. It's just because she's a teenager, cleaning is the worst.
Right,
So, to echo the consequences of the original Cinderella, the room must be fully cleaned by midnight, which is an echo of Cinderella's magic wearing off at midnight. If she does not complete the room cleaning in time, stepmom threatens to take her out of school entirely, which I'm not sure is legal, but I didn't look it up because fuck you. Isaac, is there magic in this movie?
Again, I keep wanting to lean toward no, but I really want to stick to my guns. And I feel like the stupid magic's just going to come out of goddamn nowhere and suddenly magic everything up. So, yes, there's magic in this movie.
Okay, good to know. Selena calls Tutu and tells her that she can't go to the ball. We get a cleaning montage of Selena very poorly cleaning the room. It's like a montage of just her doing different things. She's like vacuuming the floor, which is still fucking covered in laundry. She's like picking up pieces of food and throwing them away and then leaving other pieces of food as she goes and picks up something else. Bitch! You gotta fucking put this stuff in order. You gotta make yourself a plan. You start with the laundry, you get to the trash, then you sweep and mop the fucking floors. You don't just do it willy-nilly, you dumb broad. It's bullshit. You dumb, stupid idiot. Learn how to fucking clean. It's not hard. God.
The original Cinderella was good at cleaning.
Yeah,
because she's been cleaning all the time.
She was the best. That's all she did was clean.
10,000 hours. You spend enough time doing something, you'll be an expert at it.
Don't you start fucking talking about naked. Don't fucking start. Don't you fucking do it.
That wasn't the plan.
That's like the theme of naked.
Well, that's the theme of any Groundhog's Day too.
But speaking of, by the way, Groundhog's Day went onto Netflix almost the same day as we did the review for Naked, so I didn't realize it at the time. If you have not seen Groundhog's Day, go fucking watch it. I went and watched it again. It's great. So did I. It's so good. It's amazing. It's so good. Seriously, listen to my Naked review, listen to me lose my goddamn mind, and then go watch Groundhog's Day. Anyway, so yeah, Tutu shows up. We keep getting off track because everything about this movie is so dull. There's nothing to talk about. Tutu, who is Selena's best friend, shows up with their dresses, telling Selena they're going to the ball after all. She has with her in tow the movie's equivalent of the fairy godmother. Isaac, would you like to guess the fairy godmother of this movie?
Rosie O'Donnell.
That's right, it is a team of Korean cleaners vaguely related to Tutu. After some nonsense banter, we cut back to the black and white ball. Everyone is in fancy black or white clothes and fancy eyes wide shut sex masks, which are like the masquerade ball type of masks that just kind of cover the eyes and the kind of like what a raccoon.
Nose, right?
Yeah, not the nose even. It's just like
okay.
The eyes. It's like a superhero sort of mask, like what the Incredibles wear. That's
Zorro, right?
Sure, well enough for Zorro. Yeah, that works. So yeah, I find those masks ridiculously sexy. Like I'm really they do it for me. So
I've never thought about them sexually, but I feel like I could get into that.
Yeah. I gotta tell you a story off the air about one of those later.
You put one on an 80-year-old woman and had a best hour of your life.
Yeah, best armpit sex ever. The Funk is walking around dressed up like a weird angel for some reason, and JP has a black sort of Michael Jackson-esque suit and fedora on. He's an attractive dude. Attractive people in this movie all around. Selena and Tutu arrive. Selena is in a red dress, which is so gauche I want to die. Ugh. This is the black and white ball, you whore. Funk asks, who dat? JP, prepubescent cock erect, says he's gonna find out. By the way, JP, famous singer, famous for his voice. No one knows who he is. This whole masquerade ball, everyone wearing these fucking really raccoony, Zorro-y masks cannot tell who anyone is, despite any other features that would give them away as the person they are.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Utterly, like, I can't, it sounds like I'm overhyping it. No. Because, spoiler, at the end of it, JP takes off his mask and everyone is shocked.
Yeah. Larry, you could not hide from me.
No.
In a mask that didn't cover your entire face and a full body latex suit.
Absolutely.
And even then, I'd know you from your
Balls.
Peculiar, sexy odor.
I like mine better. Yeah, so eventually, God damn it. So yeah, eventually, JP and Selena get together because he's all hot, not because she's in red, and Selena Gomez, her blockhead aside, she's not an unattractive woman, so whatever.
How many breasts does she have?
I think 2. I
Good.
didn't look.
Yeah.
I didn't know her age, so I didn't really examine her sexual features.
Yeah,
I couldn't stop looking at her.
2 breasts.
You're not a Total Recall 3-breasted woman guy?
Nah, too weird.
Yeah. Anyway, what are you gonna tit fuck?
Well, you have 2 options then.
Titty fucking's the worst.
Yeah.
So stupid. So yeah, eventually her and JP dance, and she's an excellent dancer. And again, I mean, they do a very sexy sort of, I mean, it's not like, it's not like she's fucking grinding his dick or anything, but it's like a PG-13 sexy sort of dance. It's very good. I have no complaints. And they dominate the dance floor because they're both very good. So she like before the dance, she goes up and gives her, she like puts on a song with the DJ. So during the dance, the stepsisters spill a bunch of decorative marbles that were just there onto the floor, and Selena falls. JP picks her up and pulls off his mask to reveal his identity, but before she can reveal hers, the midnight bell rings. And by midnight bell, I mean the 11:45 bell?
What?
Yeah, it's 11:45, but bells are ringing. Selena has to flee, and in her haste, she drops... Isaac, would you like to guess the equivalent of the glass slipper to this story?
Her tampon.
Try again.
I don't know. Her fucking mask?
She drops her Zune.
No! Zune and not an iPod. Really?
For those of you who don't know, Zune was a competitor, I believe from Microsoft, to the iPod that was popular for about 45 seconds.
Oh my god.
Because...
the fucking product placement.
I know what you could do with a Zune was it would work like an iPod, except I think the screen was a little nicer, and you could wirelessly share music with other people around you. And then everyone realized that everyone hates each other's music, so it died a very quick death. I'm guessing there's people who listen to this who don't even know what a Zune is, but it's basically off-brand iPod that I had not thought about since 2011.
Yeah, seriously. The unsuccessful iPod that died because it didn't have the wheel.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Before a touchscreen, you needed the goddamn wheel.
Yeah. I have in my possession that I use every day a very broken Generation 2 iPod Nano that has the wheel, and that thing is great. The lock screen doesn't work. It barely accepts a charge. I pulled it out of the garbage. My stepdad had thrown it away. I pulled it out of the garbage and put it in a desk drawer. And eventually, my iPod, my girlfriend at the time had gotten me for my birthday, got stolen at college because that's awesome. So I pulled this fucking shitty iPod Nano out of the trash and into my heart, and I still use it like 10 years later. So yeah, there's no competing with the fucking iPod. The Zune died a death. But yeah, the Zune is the glass slipper of this movie. So that's a thing.
Oh, it's so stupid.
On the way home, Tutu's van breaks down and Selena has to run home to make it. She barely makes it in time and stuffs the Koreans into like a closet or something. Stepmom comes in and drunkenly talks to Selena, saying she was supposed to host a party, but nobody likes her, so she's alone. They like weirdly at points make the stepmom sympathetic, but it doesn't make any sense because she's an evil bitch the entire rest of the time. I don't know why we get humility from her because it never goes anywhere because she starts and ends the movie a complete villain. Except for like 2 weird scenes where she's sympathetic. I don't get it. Fuck you. So the next day, oh God, JP and the Funk go over the announcements. They make a deal with like the principal or something. They announce there's going to be a contest akin to Cinderella with the glass slipper, where the girl who can name the top 5 songs, listened to songs on the Zune, will be, I don't know, they get to fuck JP or something. The stakes never really revealed. He's just looking for who it is. I want to point out, technology alert. Zunes did not have top song capabilities. I looked that up because that seemed suspicious to me. And I bet you if I look at the goofs, it's probably in there, but I haven't got the fucking time. That's great. Yeah. At a lunch table, Prince JP is holding his weird pseudo court to have a fucking contest to see who knows what's on the Zune.
Fuck is this?
We get nonsense of girls trying to guess the songs in an insanely long line. It's really gross, and it's just like these girls trying to throw themselves at him even though they don't, like, clearly don't know anything about it. It's just, it really makes it like, this guy's just this hunk of meat. All these women are willing to try and lie to him and pretend they were dancing with him. Oh, by the way, you know when you dance with somebody in like a little Zorro mask, they have these other things called discernible features, like hair and height. I'll even say smell if you want to really fucking be...
eye color. Or just eyes.
Yeah. Lip shape, nose size, the way they fucking feel.
Chin, jawline.
Look. Yeah. Especially...
Yeah. You
if
put
your head is shaped like
Jay
a fucking
Leno.
block, maybe that's noticeable.
Right. Or you put Jay Leno in a Zorro mask, the chin's gonna stand out.
Yeah, exactly. But it's my problem with the original Cinderella. I almost said Zorro. The original Cinderella story too. It doesn't. Just because Superman takes off his fucking Clark Kent takes off his glasses, he still looks like Clark Kent. It always drove me nuts. So yeah, the Funk and JP talk about how special Mystery Girl was and how good of a dancer she was. Funk says he hasn't seen JP dance like that since the 2006 VMAs, which again makes me question just how old JP is when his career got off the ground. But I was too sick and worn out from my naked review still to do any kind of timeline evaluation. So I just said fuck it and fuck you. Tutu wants Selena to go over and tell JP what's going on, but Selena says she can't do it because she's a loser and JP could never want anything like her. This is overheard by the evil stepsisters who cornered Selena at home, threatening her with the embarrassing videotape if she tries to hook up with JP. I mean hook up in the innocent way, not the hot teenage sex way. After this, both sisters comedically sneak into Selena's room to steal song data from her laptop. There's some comedic slapstick here, but nothing worth mentioning. They both get the song list.
Okay.
So next day, in the Zune line, one of the sisters comes up to him and rattles off the list of songs. Now, this sister is notable for the fact that she has comically large braces. Now, Isaac, do you know what an eye mask doesn't cover? Fucking braces. So she rattles off the fucking songs, and he says she's not good enough, you gotta dance. The sister fucks it up because she's a spaz, and JP walks off. In the hall, the other sister tries the same trick, but it also fails as she also can't dance. JP leaves and bumps into Selena, who has been discussing with Tutu what to do in a scene I didn't bother to talk about. JP recognizes her as the one he practically had his dick inside at the dinner party and was covered in her lady cum when he left. Realizing that both his stepmom's kids and now stepmom's slave girl have all attempted to woo him, JP dismisses Selena as just a sham sent by the stepmom in order to get him to do the duet. That's the stakes here. That's the stakes. That's the stakes of the shitty movie. There's no stakes. There's no stakes that matter. Them's the breaks, them's the stakes. So stepmom is throwing a big party for the fucking sisters. It's their sweet 16, even though they already turned 16, and she says they're going to stay turning 16 for as long as I say they are. Selena is fulfilling her usual role as slave and server along with Tutu. The Funk shows up to hit on Tutu because, as we discussed earlier, they're getting together for convenience of plot and race. Somehow, off-screen, mind you, the Funk is put together that Selena is the mystery girl. I guess fuck it, right? What do I care? Why do I give a shit? He wants Tutu to help them hook up, her and Selena and JP. Again, not in the sex way, Isaac. I'm not talking about JP filling all Selena's holes with his hot man butter. I mean in the cutesy Disney way, and I think it's really weird of you to think that I meant in the other way. So the party progresses, and the Funk tells JP that his mystery girl is here, and JP wanders in. There's some banter with Stepmom, and eventually Tutu and the Funk thrust Selena and JP at each other. As Selena's about to admit that she's the one who he danced with, the rival girl and sisters play the embarrassing videotape over the house screen, and Selena runs off, her honor besmirched. In her room, she cries for like 10 seconds before grabbing a boombox and going outside, where she plays the song from the Black and White Ball. JP is drawn to it, like in a cartoon where the guy smells the pie on the windowsill, and he like floats out. But it's like, instead of from his nose, it's from his dick. He's like, my dick knows that song. I wanted to fuck the other person at the end of that song. So they have awkward romantic banter that isn't worth mentioning. This movie is so generic, it was hard to even freaking stay awake for any of this romantic stuff, because they have nothing. They danced once. That's it. They're both entirely vapid nobodies. JP is characterized by the fact that he's a star. That's it. He's just generic male dancey star. And Selena is just a really low rent version of Cinderella. It's pointless and it sucks and I hate it. She tells JP, you don't have to pretend to like me, like the beta-ist of betas. He tells her he can't stop thinking about her after their dance, which leads to some awkward questions about teenage sexuality that I don't want to discuss here, but we'll get over it. He tells her he wants to take her out, which she agrees to. The next morning, Selena gets a letter in the mail saying that she got an application into some school she wanted to attend. Isaac, is there magic in this movie?
No.
I'm
switching to no. We've gone this long.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna hang myself if I'm wrong, but
So she skateboards up to JP to tell him the news, and they have some cutesy banter. He offers to show her some moves, which is definitely not an allegory for, fucking her holes.
Right.
Meanwhile, Stepmom gets a call from said school, who tells Stepmom about the audition. Stepmom, afraid of losing her slave, tells the school that Selena's legs are horribly broken and she can't possibly dance there. Stepmom leaves to go to Vegas or some shit. Excuse me.
Okay.
Selena and JP make to go inside the house, but there's a gigantic list of chores taped to the door for Selena to do. Selena tries to cancel their date, but JP turns the cleaning into a montage of her learning dance moves while also cleaning at the same time.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's dumb, and it's a montage, and honestly, I'd just rather watch them fuck. Wait, how old are they?
Age of consent's 15 in New Jersey.
Cut. Is there a director? Cut it.
Larry, you need to move down to the state of freedom. 15.
Isaac, I'm 27. I'm good. I'll continue to try and sleep with women my age.
State of freedom.
Is that the new state motto?
Yes.
How does it feel to know you lived in a state that was governed by Chris Christie? My favorite man alive.
You can fuck them before they can drop out of high school.
You can fuck them so they drop out of high school. Selena is an excellent dancer, by the way. She does not need JP's help, but whatever. It's cutesy and I don't care. Across the street, sisters and the rival girl are watching with dismay as JP and Selena fall in love. Rival girl honestly talks about a plan B, and as we cut back to JP and Selena, they're in the bedroom, we see rival girl go into the medicine cabinet and replace all the plan Bs with Tic Tacs.
Oh, God.
No, I'm kidding. That's
okay. I believed you.
No. Wait, Disney. Way too
right,
cute.
I guess you wouldn't have a bunch of plan Bs in the medicine cabinet. That's a little too much.
Unless you're me at 17. Okay, yeah. So JP and Selena are actually just talking about writing a new song. All the romance scenes, despite being central to the plot, are so dull and lazy. I just have no interest in even describing them. There's just nothing to say. It's just Disney-level schlock. It's not Disney, but it might as well be. Like, not cartoon Disney, like Disney Channel Disney.
Fucking Hannah Montana Disney shit. Yeah.
Disney Channel Disney, which is the worst kind of fucking thing ever. I hate Disney Channel. JP tells her he came back to remember why he started dancing in the first place, because apparently off-screen he's having some fucking crisis of conscience about his dancing. I don't know. Fuck you. JP tells her that dancing with her has reinvigorated him or some shit. I don't care. So later, Selena gets a bunch of roses in the mail, along with a note that says to meet her on JP's porch at night. She assumes naturally that it's from JP. However, when she arrives to the backyard of JP's place, she looks inside to see that rival girl is sitting on JP's bed talking to him. She runs off in dismay and knocks over one of those conveniently placed metal pipes that are always backstage on Monday Night Raw. that makes like the ridiculous sounds when Kane gets thrown into him, which is just a bunch of clattering. Whatever she knocked over this fucking porch just sounded like that. And in my head, I just saw Kane falling over, just getting thrown into the fucking pipes by, I don't know, somebody else.
Didn't Kane get actually elected to something?
Yeah, he's the governor of some fucking, I don't place.
Governor? I think mayor.
Oh, you're right.
I think he's the governor.
You're right.
But even so, that's still a weird timeline we're living in.
Still also a wrestler. And also, it's really funny because Wrestling Corner, let's take a brief aside to Wrestling Corner. At an upcoming special event, the Undertaker is going against Triple H. They're two very old men who have no business wrestling anymore. With,
the Undertaker's still wrestling?
Oh my god, we'll talk about wrestling off camera because I can talk about it for hours. It's gotten really weird. They're two old wrestlers, and in the corner of Triple H is a legendary wrestler, Shawn Michaels, who, by the way, is probably coming out of retirement, which is just the worst thing ever.
What?
And Undertaker just announced that Kane, his in-storyline brother, will be in his corner. Kane is currently the mayor of, like, a county, and the reason this is funny to me is the WWE, as an organization, recently donated $100,000 to the county of which Kane is the mayor of. Basically saying, we're going to take this man onto television and put him in a wig and a mask and a big jumpsuit, and he's your mayor, and this is your fucking hush money. So
now,
funny.
Larry, the four men in that match,
their
combined age...
about 700.
I don't think it quite exceeds, but it is close to the age of this nation of the United States of America.
It's pretty close.
Because it's over 200, right? And the U.S. is like 240?
I want to say Triple H is like 48. So maybe, I don't know.
But Shawn Michaels is over 50. Undertaker's over 50. Kane's late 40s. It's got to be close to 200, if not over.
It's pretty close.
It's close to the age of this goddamn country. You put one more wrestler in there. You got a founding father, man. God damn it.
To stay in Wrestling Corner for another second, there was a WrestleMania match a couple of years ago where they had every old man in the company in it. I'm pretty sure the combined age was like 550. And it was like 7 people.
Oh, God.
But anyway, Wrestling Corner aside, sorry if you hated that, people, but we're fans, so fuck you. But yeah, no, she knocks her one of those pipes that's backstage every Monday Night Raw. And so everyone in the goddamn world hears it. And JP comes out on the porch. He's like, what was that? And Rival Girl's like, oh, don't worry about that. Just fuck me or whatever. And he says, no, I don't want anything to do with you. We broke up a long time ago. Get the fuck out of my house. Which, by the way, she broke into. That's a throwaway line later. That she just breaks into his house.
Right. Good stuff.
Okay. You think he'd be a little more on edge as opposed to just being relaxed lying in bed in a fucking wife beater.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next day, Selena is accosted by stepmom who gives Selena terrible advice about men. Selena says she can't wait to move to Manhattan to go to the school, and stepmom tells her that the school called and doesn't want her. The audition was a mistake. Stepmom finishes off this speech with the line, I've always wanted to be the mother you'll never have, which is so fucking evil that even my black heart was like, whoa, Jesus Christ. That is some fucking villain. That is, Jesus Lord.
Yeah.
That gives me pause, and I'm a hateful sack of shit. Next day at school, Selena tries to talk to JP, not realizing, of course, JP tries to talk to Selena, not realizing, of course, that Selena thinks he cheated on her. She berates him for all the things he didn't actually do, and he tries to apologize for them, but she tells him she's finished dancing. Isaac, I'm sure we've talked about this before in one of my many diatribes about romance movies, especially Love, Wedding, Marriage, which I famously despise with all my heart. But the worst part of romance movies is the contrived drama that exists only so there's something to talk about. Like, nothing happened. It's just pointless. And we know it's going to get resolved. I've said before, I don't care if movies don't surprise me. I like when they do. I think it's better if a movie has, not the most discernible plot twist in fucking human history, but it's just so dumb and lame, and it's been done a million times. It's so, who would watch this? Like, who really wants to see this? I don't know. I don't care.
Tweenagers.
I hate that that's a word. So, later, JP and the Funk corner Tutu in a library and beg her to help JP fix everything up. We get a minorly funny bit here where JP says, I don't even know what I did wrong. And the Funk says, wait, hang on a second, JP, let me handle this. And then he says to Tutu, he doesn't even know what he did wrong, which that was a minor chuckle. But it was immediately ruined by having JP call out the joke, saying he just said that. So, fuck me, right? I chuckle for a hot second, and they just shit in my mouth when it was open. Don't ever let your guard down, or someone's going to shit in your mouth, kids. So, Tutu reveals about the whole thing with Rival Girl. JP and the Funk tell Tutu that Rival Girl broke in. It was all a misunderstanding. Tutu tells JP that the school rejected Selena, but JP says he can change their minds back because he's Joey Parker, and that's what he does, which I guess, okay, sure. He gets Tutu to convince Selena to come to the competition. Tutu and the Funk roll up onto Selena, who's taken out the trash. They convince her to dress up and hop in the van, which she reluctantly agrees to. We cut to the dancing competition where the Scooby Gang shows up. Selena doesn't want to be there, but the friends convince her to stick around. Why did I write this down? These scenes are meaningless. I think at this point the medicine was kicking in and I started to lose track of where I was spatially. And I think I just briefly became like an errant gas and just stopped focusing on what I was writing. But the takeaway is she's all morose and is like, I'm done dancing. I don't want to be a dancer anymore. My boyfriend of 45 minutes is cheating on me even though I didn't really see him cheat on me. And I guess her dreams are crushed so she can be morose about that. But she cares more about the boyfriend thing because that's more important.
Right, it's almost as important as love is the defining character of, women.
Yeah, that's all they're really good for.
Yep.
Let that pause get a little more pregnant.
Just like the women.
Yeah. I mean, she's good at cleaning, so she's already halfway there. So, moving on. We get to the competition. Stepmom is here to sit in the audience. Over the next 15 minutes, we just occasionally cut to her, getting shots of her, close-ups of her in the stands as she's giving insightless commentary and meaningless observations, which is just peachy. It's so awful. It's so boring. So the Funk is hosting this competition. We get a bunch of dancers that either suck or don't suck, including the stepsisters who suck up the place and get booed off stage. Rival Girl's in the last dance, who does a fine job and is loved by the crowd. Again, the dancing that works really works. It's quite good. No complaints. After her performance, JP and Selena lock eyes across the room and exchange a meaningful look. Funk himself dances, and again, it's pretty good. I don't know. It's like really cool hip-hop dancing with a lot of flips and stuff. I actually quite liked his. Hey, I thought his was the best dancing of the whole thing. It was rad. It's fun. I can enjoy that part of it, and I think that's probably why people enjoyed it because again, dancing's top notch.
JP was played by Michael Jackson, right? It was his last role before he died.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is the Funk dancing. JP dances later, and it's even better. It's really good. The Funk finishes his dance all over my face and calls JP up onto stage, who, does his own dance, which is quite excellent. He has backup dancers, which the discerning eye will note that some are the same ones from Selena's fantasy dance in the very first scene of this movie. He sings the song that he and Selena were working on together, apparently having finished it in about a fucking day, enough to have a dance, a cadre of backup dancers, and also have recorded it off screen so that he could play it for this thing, which he's also been busy doing stuff up until. So, fuck the timeline. I guess he's in a naked scenario. Who knows? He's doing this song, and it's good and great, whatever. He calls Selena up to the stage, but she's fucked off. The crowd starts chanting for her, and eventually JP spies her trying to leave and calls her on up. She says no, and they have some cutesy back and forth before basically turning their, verbal sparring into, a diss song/dance battle. Kind of like rappers doing, diss tracks back at, rap battle, but with dancing and stuff. And also, instead of being mad, they're, falling in love with each other again, because that's okay.
Fair enough.
It's dumb and I don't care, and they basically fall in love-ish on stage, and the crowd is clearly impressed with Selena. They sing a duet and sort of make up until Selena sees Rival Girl in the crowd and just storms off, remembering why she was mad in the first place. JP runs after her and explains himself, finishing off with the "we were meant to be together" line, which is bullshit. And she forgives him and they make up, and that's just that. Because even though, in this case, I'm not mad about that because, he didn't actually do anything. She never bothered to ask.
Okay.
He never explained himself. It was the lowest form of contrived drama that was contrived for literally a day worth of in-movie stuff. So, we're almost done. Selena, naturally, wins the fucking contest, and the weird, stupid twist of the whole thing, Rival Girl storms the stage and demands that she should have won, But then she immediately breaks in tears and says, "But Selena, you dance so beautifully," and then just runs off, and that's it. She's gone. Why?
Fuck me.
She, in the whole time while they're dancing, she's like giving Selena the, "Hey, I'm fucking JP eye." And then, like, even after the dance is over, and like, so that's before Selena runs off, she's giving Selena the eye of like, it doesn't matter because I'm fucking JP. And then all of a sudden, she's like moved by how beautiful Selena's dancing was.
You'd think they'd have her, like, shots of her face, like, in awe of Selena's dancing moves.
No, she's just
and that'd
being
be
a
like
villain. Until the end, she's not a villain anymore. Okay.
Instant redemption. Fucking stupid.
Stepmom comes up to verbally assault Selena, saying Selena humiliated the entire family, as the dance school lady shows up and accepts Selena into the school, saying that it was all a misunderstanding, the mother fucked up. Stepmom leaves in a huff, but falls off the stage and breaks both of her legs. Selena and JP start making out, and the movie winds towards its natural conclusion. So Selena is wishing Tutu goodbye as she prepares to go to the airport and leave for school. Stepmom and leg cast beg Selena to stay and help as the stepsisters are completely incompetent. Selena kisses JP, Selena has no more dialogue, and then gets in the van as she and JP speed away, and that's it. That's it. It just ends in this weird, awkward scene of the stepmom, like, yelling after the van.
Well,
this movie was bland, generic trash. There was nothing to get invested in. It was the same old shit we've seen a million times before. The plot was just Cinderella with modern twists and dancing. The actors were slabs of fucking just unacting, boring stone. The stakes were ridiculously low. Everything about this was just forgettable to the extreme. The dancing was fine, but to me personally, that doesn't really carry the movie. And honestly, I might just think it's fine because I'm not a dancer. I don't know if it was actually any good. That's just my interpretation. I didn't hate this movie because hating it would require an emotional investment that I just could not possibly begin to give. I guess it's a 3 out of 10. It mirrored the Cinderella story well enough, and the dancing was good, but there was just nothing to get invested in. I will forget this movie in 40 minutes. No good jokes, no good one-liners, nothing. The only really thing that will stick with me is the creepiness associated with that weird, unexplained two-way mirror. That one, that's creepy. Like, I'm glad I don't have a daughter right now, or I'd be really weird about punching her boyfriend in the face.
Checking all her mirrors.
I feel like I gotta go stab her boyfriend, my sister's boyfriend, for no reason right now.
Don't do that.
No, he's good people. But
Check the mirrors.
I'm watching.
No, like a lot of the movies you've reviewed stick with me, even if I haven't necessarily seen them. Like White Chicks. I haven't seen more than a few minutes of that. That sticks with me, just from the description. But this movie, like, really, even though you just spent 2 hours describing it to me, I don't even remember how Jack Sparrow gets his compass back. Like, what even happened in this movie?
Barbossa gives it to him.
Right.
He gets it from the woman who gets it from the guy off screen, saying she has her ways. It drives me nuts. I hate it. I really hated that part. I probably will remember this movie. I have encyclopedic knowledge of this fucking shit because I'm the worst. But yeah, there was nothing to care about, nothing to be mad about.
Yeah.
Really, it's a shame because I prefer to be angry and screaming. But really, there's no investment. It's just a 3 out of 10 because it's not even bad enough to merit a worse rating. It's just Larry, it just exists.
I'm sure in a couple weeks you'll have something to scream about because you're gonna have something juicy.
I don't like what's happening.
Do you have any other final thoughts, or are you ready to sign off for the week?
No, I think that's it. I think I really said all I had to say about it. Probably wasn't our best episode, but it was not a great movie.
I was amused.
We went on a lot of fun tangents.
Definitely we're very anxious to talk about anything else that wasn't this movie.
We got a great t-shirt out of it that I've already forgotten.
I know, we have to go back. Something about Jews, right? Don't eat these fucking crawly McDoos.
That's it. That's the one. Don't eat these crawly Jews, Isaac Early. That's the back of the t-shirt.
Something like that.
Alright, do the things.
Man. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you stay tuned for next week, because I will be discussing the movie Summer Catch, a 2001 baseball comedy with fucking Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jessica Biel. It's a weird movie.
Isaac, is it unbelievable?
Ooh. Don't go there. Don't go there.
I stole that joke from BoJack. I'm so excited to make BoJack jokes.
Don't you dare. But yeah, we exist on the internet, Facebook and Twitter. Those are both Bowels and Netflix, at Bowels and Netflix, whatever. You know how to work the internet. You can send us an email at bowelsandnetflix@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts, impressions of the show. If you are deeply offended at us for any reason, you can let us know. And if you have any movie suggestions that maybe we could dissect at some point in the future, that'd be cool to hear too. Make sure to rate and subscribe, and if you have any podcast friends who are into this sort of crazy chucking and jiving bullshit, do a heckin' recommend. And shout out to Kevin MacLeod. All our music is from him. He's at incompetech.com. If you want all the descriptions of the stuff, it's in the full details of this episode, so you can check that out. And make sure to stay tuned for next week for Summer Catch, where I will baseball my way into Jessica Biel's heart. For fuck's sake. Thanks for listening. We love you. We'll see you.
Oh, smell you later.